Hello there, wenwen. Okay, the pie chart illustrates. The pie charts illustrate the change of school subject preference in New South Wales from 2014 to 2017. Good. Overall, students' preference towards maths, geography, PE, and chemistry decreased, while for other subjects increased. Excellent. So be careful. We need a comma here. Okay, it is obvious that maths and geography were the most popular subjects in 2014, with around 25% of students regarding them as their favorite subjects. Fantastic. Following ones. Okay, we could just say here, followed by physics and biology, with the preference rates. These are not rates, these are percentages, okay? With the preference percentages. Okay, what we could do is, I would say this, let's see, maths and geography were the most popular subjects and them as their favorite subjects. Okay, so the issue here, when, is that we've got 27% for maths and geography. So does that mean 20% for geography, 7 for maths? But we've got two subjects here. So we'd have to say with around 27% each, or with around 27% maths and 15% geography respectively. Okay, so be careful. It's not very coherent, that sentence. And then we could say this was followed by physics and biology with 19.4% and 13.4% respectively. Perfect. Okay, so we can't use rates, as I said, and we don't need preference either. Okay, we could just say with something and something respectively. All right, comma. Whereas chemistry, history, and IT were reported as the least preferred subjects, favored only by, okay, with only 2% each. Okay, same issue. We've put 3 different subjects and just one figure to represent those 3, so it's unclear. Students. Okay, I guess that's a small typo there. Meanwhile, we don't need students there. Meanwhile, only 8.7% of students regarded PE as their favorite subject. Right, so we've got quite a lot of detailed figures here. We could just say, just to make it easier, we could say around 20%, okay, just under 10%, almost a third. Can you see? And then this just shows that we've got some different structures to show the examiners. Okay. However, the popularity of maths, geography, and PE dropped dramatically to merely 12.2% and 14.4% and 7% and 3% respectively in 2017. Okay, good. Conversely, there was a significant growth of popularity in history, reaching 14.4% in the same year. Okay. Meanwhile, a similar trend, so capitalization here, okay, and we've already used meanwhile, so we don't have to use it again. So we could just say a similar trend was also seen in physics and biology, the preference rates which rose to just over 20% and almost 15% correspondingly. Very good. Noticeable phenomenon is that chemistry disappeared from the subject preference list. Good. A noticeable, we could just say, let's see, also worth noting is that, and then it's because phenomenon again is just a little bit strong. This has to be objective, so we could say it is also worth noting that. And then we've got the present, we've got the passive in there, as in it is also worth noting. Sorry, it's not the passive, but we've got a different structure in there. It is also worth noting that chemistry disappeared from the subject preference list. All right, and then ideally, we would finish with the overall, which acts as a good summary for the rest of the writing. Good work there, wenwen. Vehicle-free days have become increasingly popular, or a vehicle-free day has been becoming increasingly common in many metropolises. Okay, many metropolises. Let's see. Okay, so I just quickly Googled it, and as you can see, you could say metropoles, or you could say metropolises, metropolis, your choice, but we do need plural there, that's for certain. Okay, to encourage people to use public transport such as bicycles, metros, and taxis. Good. In my opinion, this action is enormously beneficial in terms of protecting the environment, preserving resources, and improving public health. Good. First and foremost, restricting vehicles on roads. Okay, so I'm going to make this plural here because we don't have an article. Okay, can remarkably reduce pollution. As is known, the harmful fumes emitted by vehicles is the prime perpetrator to global warming and lung diseases. Good, wonderful there. Fumes is usually in plural also. And yeah, once again, we don't have the article there, so we'll turn it into plural anyway. According to statistics, more than 90% of carbon dioxide is dispelled from vehicles. Good. It's dispelled. Okay, so here we could just clarify this. Okay, 90% of carbon dioxide in the world is dispelled from vehicles. Okay, because it's not quite certain, it's not quite clear there. Less vehicles gives people the chance to feel the difference of road and environment conditions as a result of commuting by public transport, and thus arouse their awareness about environmental protection. Excellent. Maybe I would have said raise their awareness about environmental protection. Good. Be careful though, wenwen. Ideally, I'd like you to be following the sentence guide structure, okay? Because then we can confirm or reaffirm at the end here with the therefore sentence. All right. Therefore, there are many clear advantages to okay? Or even at least just put somewhere in here that there's many advantages, just to make sure that we're going to get points for task response. Additionally, encouraging the use of public transport could make people realize the importance of preserving resources. Good sentence. Public transport such as buses, metros. Okay, if we're doing a list, it's best to go 1, 2, and 3. It's just a stylistic element, okay? Such as buses, metros, or shuttles, yeah? Consume less fuel compared with cars, comma, and take. Okay, here what we wanted to say, I think, was consume less fuel compared with cars, or less fuel per person compared with cars, full stop. This can greatly reduce the unnecessary use of resources. Furthermore, most of the public vehicles. Okay, so let's reorganize this sentence for clarity. For example, for example, in China, most of the public vehicles are powered with electricity, comma, and this leaves no waste or harmful emissions. Full stop. Consequently, there is less environmental damage, etc., etc. But once again, we can close this paragraph and leave it crystal clear the position you are taking in this argument. Leave it crystal clear in the mind of the examiner the position you have taken. And when it's really clear, then it's difficult for the examiner not to agree that you're going to get full points for task response. Okay. Also, I think 4 paragraphs is generally better. Also, I guess this was a typo, and I guess this was just 1 paragraph. I hope it was. Last but not least, commuting by bike not only causes no harm to the environment, but also provides. Okay, so we've kind of gone off topic slightly. Okay, now we're talking about cycling. And this whole paragraph is all about the benefits of cycling, which is kind of vaguely related to this, but the whole idea of this is free days. Okay, private vehicle free days for cities. So just be careful there, all right? It has been proved that cycling is one of the healthiest ways of exercising as it works out effectively in most of our body parts, full stop. Moreover, it saves time spent in the gym. In this regard, riding a bike on a vehicle-free day reminds the people the importance of living in a healthy way. Okay, not too bad, but I think we could have just added that as one sentence to strengthen our argument of the advantages. Okay? I don't think it would warrant a whole paragraph. In conclusion, I strongly believe the merits of vehicle-free days outweigh its demerits. In regards to the benefit it brings to the environment, resource preservation, and health. Excellent. Okay, but ideally in the next essay, we'll follow the template a little bit closer, and this way we're going to get stronger, more coherent and clearer paragraphs. All right, wenwen? Okay, so you're doing great. What I want you to do now is implement all the corrections, update your error list, then write me 2 new essays and send me the 2 new essays along with these corrected essays and your error list. Send it all together in one email and we'll get it back to you as soon as possible. All right, you're doing really good. Let's keep on improving.